All right. I'm going to first call this meeting to order. I'm going to ask the Honorable Clint Huth, the Mayor of Dunlap, to lead us in prayer and the pledge. Mayor Huth.
Would you pray with me, please? Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, Lord, and we're thankful for the many blessings that you've given each and every one of us and that you've bestowed upon our community. We ask that you would be here with us tonight. We invite your presence. We invite your guidance, your wisdom in the decisions that are made. We just ask that you watch over us and you watch over our community. Help us to grow and prosper. Remember those that are sick and afflicted. We just thank you for all the goodness in life, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. If you would join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I want to welcome everyone to tonight's regular bi-monthly meeting of the Sequatchie County Commission, this March 18th, 2024. The meeting is being recorded live with DPC Fiber. We welcome those folks, and they do a splendid job each bi-monthly meeting that we have. A little bit of housekeeping going in before we get started. I'll need a motion in a second. The agenda has been amended. We need to amend the budget. I'm sorry, to amend the agenda. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Biden, get it right.
Easy, guys. Okay, number one, in new business, Resolution 795 will be postponed. There's some language that we need to perfect on that, so that will be postponed tonight. Also, item number 3, Resolution 796, the Veterans Support. We are going to remove that. We'll take that up in budget planning going into next year during the budget season. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended budget. I have a motion from, thank you, Mr. Michael, and a second from
Mr. Powell.
let me take these glasses.
Mr. Powell.
Jim.
Mr. Powell.
Okay, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of amending this agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, agenda is hereby amended. Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Chester Shell,
Yes.
Gary Williams,
Yes, ma'am.
Brian Ruling,
Here.
Blaine Lane,
Here.
James Breland,
Here.
Brian Walker,
Here.
Joyce Dotson, Ed Nunley, Jeff Barger,
Here.
Paul Powell,
Here.
Michael Hudson,
Here.
June Dishman, Frank Silver,
Here.
Susie Bostic, Wayne Clemens,
Here.
Tommy Johnson,
Here.
Tom Manero, and Jeff Mackey.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Okay, up next is public comments. I've got the list here. Now, remember, guys, and I don't know if anybody read what you speak about. You will have 3 minutes to speak. We're not going to do any personal attacks. We don't do that at all. I can have you escorted out. So, up first, Joe. Is that Garvey? Come on up, Joe. You can address that mic. Should be live right there, Joe.
Right there.
Yes, sir.
What I came to talk about today is, first of all, Chester Shell I'm in his district, and we've lived here for about 14 years and love where we live. But our road has gotten to the point where it's very deplorable. And this last storm was certainly something out of the ordinary, but usually we see a plow within a day, 2 days. We didn't see a plow for 8 days, which in itself was kind of an issue because we have 2 first responders on our street. One works for fleet services for Chattanooga Police, the other one's a nurse. And they've contacted Chester several times as well. But our road has gotten to the point where it's very treacherous. We get a lot of fog up on the mountain. Basically, you have to stay in between the ditches. We have a washed out yellow line. It was probably, put a line down, I don't know, probably 9-10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. They did go through and they paved Ravencliff probably 3-4 years ago. But when it comes to Shadowland, it's basically, we're now having the gravel come through the road. They came down and they gravelled right after the storm. A couple areas, a couple 100 yards. But we've got severe washout. We have ditches that are plugged, and it's causing a lot of washout here as well. So that's what we're trying to resolve. We've probably had probably 15 to 20% more homes in there now that are using the road. But we have severe washout. The gravel's coming through the road. There's very little blacktop left in a lot of areas, and you just have severe washout. The roads, I can't emphasize enough, are treacherous at times, and in the fog, basically, if you're meeting a car head-on, you're really taking your life into your hands.
Joe, what road are you talking about exactly?
Shadowland Drive. That's right off Ravencliff.
Yeah, that's the main Shadowland Road goes up through there.
Correct.
I have presented him a letter with the cost and the funds that he has received to work on these roads. And I'd like to know how we spent that much money and the road's still in such a deplorable issue. I have looked at what you said, and I have looked at other roads. And we get a patch here, a patch there, every other week it's back out.
Right.
We have had no in the last 4 years. I don't think we've had a whole total road paved in asphalt that I know of. The mountain thing.
Well, I'm your other district commissioner up there, and that's the first I've heard of it. And have you called the hotline for the road department, turned in any
No, I called.
written responses to what you're saying right now?
No, I talked to Chester a couple times.
We
I have called them at times as far as the line in the road, but as far as any other hotline or anything like that, I haven't called a hotline.
Yeah, well, they've got a procedure like, that you call the number and fill out a work permit. And I mean, but that would have got it maybe possibly started, because don't know about the road, but
Well, my concern is that, the people that talked to me said he made several calls to the situation. We have the Jimmy Johnson Hill part where you go down that guff. This man has complained over 2 years for a guardrail
Yeah.
that goes in that hole, and I know you're familiar with that road. But
I'm familiar with Shadowland,
And,
I was thinking maybe you started way back there on the back.
No,
back part.
that road, from what I understand, isn't maintained by Sequatchie County. It's more of a right-of-way, that evening shade road. I'm talking about Shadowland that comes up to that, and then it tees off, and at the tee, it becomes
Back
evening
up where
shade.
Randy lives.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, Mr. Garvey, what I'm going to do is give this up to our chairman of the road committee, and he will call for a meeting on this or have a conversation with Mr. Higgins, and we'll go forward on this. So, but thank you for the pictures. They're very detailed. Any other questions for Mr. Garvey? Tommy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we'll get with Eric, and
Thank you.
we'll try to address that in the next week or two. Okay, Mr. Garvey?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, up next we have Miss Dana Cliff.
Since the Fire Department Resolution 795 has been postponed, I will withdraw at this time.
Okay, thank you, Dana. All right, moving right along. As part of the minutes, Madam Clerk, I will present the trustees' report. Be back up just for a moment. In your package, you should have received the minutes from the January 22nd, 2024 meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve said minutes on that date. A motion from Mr. Powell. A second from Mr. Silver. Any questions, any deletions, additions to those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Said minutes hereby passed from the January 22nd, 2024 minutes. You have Mr. Lockhart's report. trustee report. Up first, Ms. Cordell, I see you in the audience. I think you guys are having a meeting tonight, so welcome to the commission, and you're up to speak about the schools.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Sarai is with the school board this afternoon, so you got me tonight. So it's been a very busy time for the school system. We have lots of extracurricular activities going on. Ms. Sarai and the cabinet team, they've been visiting some of the community meetings. So if any of you are having community meetings and would like for her to come, just contact her and let her know. We are hosting the Special Olympics this year on May the 7th. That's always a fun time for our students. On April 9th, our high school will be giving the ACT exam, and our TCAP testing will also take place in April. We have a career expo planned for the high school on April the 10th. And then graduation will be on May 17th at 6 o'clock. Now for a more serious situation that we've had. We would like to go ahead and confirm that we had a student death by suicide, and we've been coping with that the last several weeks. In the post-mention period, we've been focusing on providing support to our students, our staff, and our families, helping to prevent further suicide deaths, and also trying to identify those students at risk and getting them some professional help. We also will be having a parent and community meeting, and the topic will be suicide, and that is on April 4th. We've not been able to confirm the time yet, but we're hoping that will be around 5 o'clock at the high school auditorium. And the community's invited to that, parents and any community members that would want to come. But now, if there's any questions, I would be happy to try to answer them.
Any questions for Ms. Cordell? Melissa, our prayers and thoughts are with that family, and our sympathy goes with that family, and you guys have done a splendid job in handling such a crisis.
Thank you. It's been a very difficult time, but thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, up next, who's here for the roads? I see the big man here. Mr. Higgins, come forward, sir.
Right, so we're going to talk a little bit for a minute. I'm going to start with the comments that he made about Shadowland. I'm fully aware of Shadowland Road. It is not the worst road we've got in the county. We have lots of roads in that shape. Our problem is, and everybody's aware of it, is funds. That's tar and chip road. If you plow it too hard, it'll fill it up. We plow primaries, secondaries, thirds in that order. And as far as redoing the road, we're going to have to come up with some funding. And y'all are aware of it. I've talked about it over and over and over again. So I'm going to get off that, and I'm going to go to the work activities that we got coming. Or a couple of things I need to talk about. Bonnie Road and Window Rock Road, property owners are offering to give the county some right-of-way or construction easement so we can fix a place for the bus to turn around. I don't have enough room to do it with some gravel. And they've offered to give us that property as a construction easement. And it's also on Bonnie Road, McDowell's nursery out there, they can't get their tractor trailers in on that road, and it needs a piece of pipe put in it and widened just slightly, and they're going to give us the right of way to do that. Looking forward, we got state aid paving activities coming up, which will be Lewis Chapel Road from Blackstock County line over to the intersection. And then we're going to do Kelly Cross from East Valley Road up to Sprouse Hill, because we got a safety grant coming for that, and I want it paved and not waste the money and put all that new stuff on there, so we're going to pave it. But as everybody's aware, I've got state aid money to spend, and that's where my money's at, and that's what we're having to do. It's Category 1 roads only. And if you got any questions other than that, you can look at my funds and you can see that they're consistently going down.
When does the paving start, or you got any idea?
It'll start
when?
next month.
Next month. Mhm.
And we're gonna do your mountain road first, and we've done a lot of roads on your mountain. We have.
There was somebody asked me the other day, Eric, about the state came up and put the big yellow lines and the reflectors in the middle of the road all the way from the Lewis Chapel Community Center all the way to county line.
Hamilton County?
No, all the way to the dead lane pipe,
I have no idea what the
Flat
state's
Top
doing.
Mountain over there. And then now you talk about come over and paving right over the top of it.
Yes.
But you think the state would at least contact you when they
The
went
state
out?
is required to contact the county. I was supposed to be at the construction meeting. I was not there. I was never invited.
Okay.
And I've done talked to the new engineer that got up there about it. We've got an issue on Fredonia Mountain where they spilled some line down the road. And the best way to remove that, and I expressed this to them, was to either bead blast it, pressure wash it, so it doesn't break the integrity of the road down so bad. But instead, they used the third choice, which is the worst choice, and they ground it up. They ground it. So it's going to pothole now for about 3/4 of a mile. What's going to happen in the next year or two, so get prepared. Unless I can get them to fix it, and I'm trying to get that done right now. Because that was a micro pave, it's not very thick, and then they ground off about an eighth to 1/4 of an inch, which is a pretty good bit of that. So it's going to be a problem coming up. There's another section that's going to have to be paved. That shouldn't have had to be paved.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Eric.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins. Okay, Sheriff Bill Phillips.
So I got a couple things that'll be coming up when Mr. Barger comes up that I guess there might be some discussion on those things then, so maybe I should just not say a whole lot right now.
That'll be fine.
Okay. But I will tell you on the K9 that we've been talking about for a while, it looks like we're really close to making that happen. A couple of our people went down last week, and we tried out several dogs, spent the day down there, and I believe that we have chosen the dog that will eventually be ours. And we're hoping that maybe not the next meeting, but the meeting after that, he may be able to join us. So that's all I have, unless you got any questions.
Thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate it. In the house with us tonight, we have Register of Deeds, Kendra Boyd. Kendra.
I don't have a report, but I just have some information. Can you hear me from here? You can, I won't go all the way up there. We have a fraud alert program in our office that is no cost to you. So there's some cards up here where you signed in if you wanted to speak, if you want to get one after the meeting. It's going to be at mylandalert.com. And what they'll do is they'll send you a link, making sure that that is your email. So you're going to go in, click that link. Then it's going to let you set up 5 names to follow on that property. So I usually do what's on the deed. I mean, you're going to want it to be something that's already in the office. It will send you, if a document is recorded, it's going to send you an alert. It's going to give you an instrument number. If you don't recognize that recording, give our office a call. Give us that number. We'll look it up, let you know what it is. Time is of the essence there, so you can do something about that. I know there's lots of things on television as far as fraud alert and title law, but I don't really understand all that. This I do know is going to be great for Sequatchie County because these are our record holders that are doing this. So if you get in there and you have issue with it, you're not sure what to do, give us a call. We'll hold your hand and walk you through. So thanks.
Can you repeat that? What address?
mylandalert.com, and it's going to be on the little card over there.
Kendra?
Yes.
That does work, by the way.
Thank you.
I paid my land off. Within 24 hours, I got an alert saying that there was paperwork processed on my property.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Thank you for that. The trick is you're going to have to make sure that you have your name in there the way it is on your deed or the documents, and it will do 5 per email address. So.
Thank you, Kendra. We appreciate it. Mr. Sheldon with Ag, sir. You've got an introduction to make, I think.
I do. So first thing I want to do this evening is to introduce our new Family Consumer Science agent. This is Miss Haley Butler. She started with us January 1.
Hello.
Hello, Haley.
Like I said, my name is Haley Butler. I am originally from West Tennessee, Martin, if any of you know where that is. I graduated from UTC in 2022 with a health and human performance major, minor in nutrition. So I've got a lot of focus on physical activity and nutrition, but I'm really excited to dive into some other topics that I can hopefully educate on in the future.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to have a lot of other things. At the end of the quarter, in the next meeting, I'll have a update of all the things we've done since the first of the year, and it's been a pretty busy couple of 3 months for us. So we just wanted to make the introduction tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheldon. Chairman of the EMS committee, Jeff Mackey.
Do we want to do the ambulance service now, or?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll walk up to the podium. Otherwise, no school.
Please walk up.
Gary, if I want to comment, never mind. Okay, so back to the notes. Thank you, Kendra, for putting that website out to me. I appreciate that. Our Emergency Services Committee met today. There were 3 items on the agenda. In your package, you have information about a company who is proposing to develop the property that we own on Lewis Chapel on the Brow for a communications tower that is from Zentel Tower. These guys actually came in and gave us a proposal to do to put a tower up. They're wanting to use it to do a wireless internet service provider, a WISP, to be able to give broadband via wireless, whereas we don't have that now. And in that process of putting that tower up, we're getting what they tell us is a discounted price for for them managing and building the tower in order for they to have space on that tower. In addition, we would have, under their proposal, space for all of our radio equipment, plus maybe a few slots to lease out ourselves. So, you know, it could potentially be an income producer. Since our committee discussed that, we have decided that we need to entertain other proposals from different companies to look into that. So we're going to actively solicit other proposals. What they're offering may be a great deal, may be a bad deal, but we don't know until we go out and take a look at it. So there's no rush in getting that done on any side. So our committee is recommending, and we put forth that we are just going to go and seek other proposals and report this down the line in the future.
Is that in the form of a motion, Mr. Mackey?
We can make that in the form of a motion, but I don't think it was on the agenda to go for
I'll
anyway.
entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Of Mr. Shell with a motion. Do we hear a second to RFP? Thank you, Mr. Walker. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor of have an RFP? We're going to do a vote by person because it will exceed $5,000. Madam Clerk.
Chester Shell.
Yes.
Gary Williams.
Yes.
Brian Ruling.
Yes.
Blaine Lane.
Yes.
James Freeland.
Yes.
Brian Walker.
Yes.
Joyce Dotson.
Yes.
Jeff Barger.
Yes.
Paul Powell.
Yes.
Michael Hudson.
Yes.
June Dishman.
Yes.
Frank Silver.
Yes.
Susie Bostic.
Yes.
Wayne Clemens.
Yes.
Tommy Johnson.
Yes.
And Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, the motion hereby passes. Mr. Mackey.
Okay, so the next item that we had for discussion, and I went out just a little bit out of order. Resolution 795 you have in your packets, which has been postponed in the commission. We as a committee, since that affects directly the fire departments and everything else, are going to take that up under advisement over the next few months and work with the varying fire departments to write a piece of legislation that basically we all can live with and go back and double check, research the laws and everything else that may go with that. So you can look forward to that coming out in a future meeting. Next item that we discussed this evening, and the last item, was the Puckett Ambulance Service. In 2014, Sequatchie County decided to privatize the ambulance service, and we sent out and did bids for a new ambulance service to come in. At that time, that ambulance service was awarded to Puckett Ambulance Service. And at the time, I believe they were paying $100,000 a year. We were paying Puckett $100,000 a year as a stipend, a subsidy, or however you want to look at it, to be here in the county. And we were providing them a location to house their ambulances, which was at the emergency district at Erlanger, Sequatchie Valley, just up the road. In 2019, that contract came up for renewal for another 5 years, at which time we renewed that and had some additional requests. We added some ambulance hours that they're within the county, because our county was growing at the time and we needed additional coverage. And at that time, we upped their subsidy or stipend, however you want to look at it, to $250,000. Well, that 5 years actually expires June 30th of 2024. The issue that we had to discuss on this is that Erlanger Sequatchie is coming to us, and there will be a future proposal to us for an expansion of that emergency district that's up there, which they are looking to take and move out the ambulance service from that part, expand their operations into the area that the ambulance service is currently in, and build a new building for the ambulance service. If you remember, we purchased some land up there a couple of years ago to facilitate an expansion of the hospital. That time is here. Since we don't know exactly what we're asking for requests for proposals for, because the ambulance service itself, we don't necessarily know where they're going, what kind of facilities they're going to have, or anything else. The one thing that the ambulance service contract with Puckett had was 2 options for 1-year renewals on that. And each one of those subsequent renewals requires a 5% increase in the amount of subsidy that we pay, or an additional $12,500 a year. So it is the recommendation of the Emergency Services Committee that we exercise one of those 1-year renewals and renew this until June 30th of 2025 for 1 year, to give us time to get a proposal from Erlanger and actually be able to put out a request for quotes or RFPs for a new ambulance service that may potentially, or we may renew Puckett, but we don't know, just like it is with the radio tower, we want to explore and see what else is out there. But we can't really do that until we have the actual plans in place and show them what we have and what we will be offering at that point. So the recommendation came from the Emergency Services Committee that we renew that contract for 1 year and move this expiration until June 30th of 2025.
You've heard the recommendation. I'll entertain a motion. I have a motion from Mr. Barker. Do I hear a second? Mr. Johnson. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, if you take that one-year option, is the other 1-year option still available?
It is still available. So if we find ourselves, the idea, and we discussed this, and you were part of this discussion as well, we will take this up again in a matter of a few months. I mean, a year is not a long period of time. But what we are waiting for is the proposal from Erlanger, is to see exactly what kind of a building we're going to have. I'm quite certain that anybody that we renew or that we send out proposal requests to is going to want to know what kind of a housing situation we're going to give, so they can give an accurate estimate, an accurate cost guidance as to what that's going to be. And since we don't know what that is at this point, it's very difficult to actually ask anybody for these. So we had to answer that question. We have exercised one of those 2 years, and if this is still an issue 9 months from now, we could exercise the second of those.
Still had an option.
So we still have the option now. Beyond that, we can't really kick the can down much further down the road than the fall of 2025, because we're going to be on the hot seat to have to do something at that point. But for right now, this gets us out of the inning, so to speak.
But my question is, does Puckett have the same option?
Yes, Puckett, it's written into the contract that Puckett, I mean, it's basically, I think
there's a 180-day out.
Right, they would have to notify us if they did not want us to renew that with a 180-day notice, as we would have to notify them as well with a 180-day notice. But for the 1-year option to renewal, I believe that's solely our option to say we want to renew it under the terms of that. There's terms spelled out as to what we have to do. The main thing is the 5% cost increase.
Any other questions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Chester Shell,
No.
Gary Williams,
Yes.
Brian Ruling,
Yes.
Blaine Lane,
Yes.
James Breland,
Yes.
Brian Walker,
Yes.
Joyce Dodson,
Yes.
Jeff Barker,
Yes.
Paul Powell,
Yes.
Michael Hudson,
Yes.
June Dishman,
Yes.
Frank Silver,
Yes.
Susie Bostick,
Yes.
Wayne Clemens,
Yes.
Tommy Johnson,
Yes.
Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, the motion to renew for 1 year hereby passes. Thank you, Mr. Mackey. We appreciate it. And just so happens in the House, Puckett is in the House, and to whom is going to come up and give us a few words? Is Jake still here? Is he gone? Come on now.
Chief is gone. I am here because it's Shane Harrison.
Oh, I do see Shane, he's hiding behind whiskers. Christian.
Go ahead, Mr. Dunn. You're doing a fine job, sir.
Welcome, Puckett.
Thank you very much. My name is Joe Dunn. I'm the Director of Operations for Puckett EMS here in Tennessee and North Georgia. You probably see me on the truck a lot. I used to work on the ambulance side, both in Marion County and then up here in Sequatchie County on Medic 4 and Medic 7. So I live just up the road on the mountain. But anytime you have any issues or any concerns, anything we can do for you all, please let us know. We like to go to the schools and be a part of the career fairs. That way we can start growing our own in this community.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Let me just say that Puckett, anytime I call or anyone has a concern, they're fast, Johnny on the spot, so to speak, in answering those questions and trying to resolve any issues that may or may not arise. Thank you, Joe, for that good report. Okay, 911 is up next. Is Brian here or Stacy? I see you back in there back. Anything from you? No, nothing?
It's all good.
It's all good, okay, all right. Moving forward, okay. Okay, from the Fredonia Youth Group announcement, Justin Higginbottom. Justin, what have you got for us tonight?
All right, I'm here on behalf of the Fredonia Mountain Community Center. We just started up a youth group out there. You know, we gotta get our youth involved in everything that we're doing these days. And we're started up. We're taking donations on a gun that we're selling, or taking donations on tickets for a gun. Every $5 donated, we'll give you a ticket and draw a name April 23rd on this gun. If you donate $20, we'll give you 5 tickets, and all proceeds go to our youth group out there to get our youth started and doing great things for our youth in our community. So we're hoping other community centers will start up a youth group also, you know, teach them how to be neighbors and how to run a community center, because that's our future, is our youth. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate the announcement. Good job working with those youth. Okay, Janice Kaiser's here with the chamber. Come on up, Janice.
Thank you. A couple things I wanted to remind you. On Wednesday of this week, we're having a tourism strategic planning meeting at the Citizens Tri-County Bank. I would encourage all of you as commissioners to come and attend, because we're going to do a 1-year, 3-year, 5-year plan on what does tourism look like in Sequatchie County. And I want to make sure that y'all know that tourism is one of the priorities for Governor Lee. That he states it everywhere, that tourism is economic development and tourism is real dollars. One of the things that the state is doing for us, the money does not flow into us, they send the people to us. So I called the devil the last week, and why don't you spend the money locally? The money does not come here, but the governor and the tourism department sends the people here. For example, in mid-April, they're bringing 4 media influencers, all 4 of them from west of the Rockies. They write for major newspapers. They're they're on TV. They do all kinds of videos and things. They're going to spend 3 days in the valley. Their focus is on cycling. Then Kristen Luna, she's coming, and she's written and reported on all 50 continental states. She does for tourism, marketing, so she's going to be here. When there's money come out, or when there's opportunities come about that the state provides, I apply for all of them that's going to support us. Do I want us to look like Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge? Absolutely not. I don't. But what I do want, if it's there and they're going to support us, they're going to give us access. Woodcock Cove is already here. They're going to promote it. The people who come to Woodcock Cove and to the hang gliding and to the tree toppers and paragliding, they're environmentally friendly. They don't come and destroy the rivers. The people who come here take care of it, probably better than a lot of us do. So TWRA was here, Keith, what, a month or so ago, and the governor has put $20 million in his budget to deal with blueways throughout the state. If there's $20 million and every river in the state's going to get it, I want ours to get it too. So what happens is when people come, and Brian and I kind of talk about it, if you're floating down the river and something happens and you need to call 911, what do you say? Well, I'm looking and there's a brown cow over here in the water. That's where I'm at. So one of the things we talked about is marking the river with 1 mile, half mile, quarter mile, but then TWRA is going to work with us on doing what 3 words, which will pinpoint your location within a 10-foot area. So you're going to see things happening through that, and we have money in our 3-star grant that Jeff Harmon wants to serve as working toward helping the river. Also on our 3-star grant, we have funding to put markers on some of our historic buildings so that we know that what Smith's Drugstore used to be, because those that grew up here, we know it's Smith's Drugstore, but we want others to know that too, so we'll have markers put out. One of the things that we're doing with our tourism enhancement grant is that we bought sound and light equipment for use in the 7 stages that are located in the city of Dunlap, and soon to be 8 stages, one of them at the Lone Oak Community Center. So the districts, if you're doing something and you say, we need to use it, and Tommy's really good, we need to use your tables during the 127 yard sale. If we have something in the chamber that you need to use in your district, let us know. You'll have to come and load them, and Andrew knows that, but they're there, you can use them. What I want the entire audience to know is that Jack's is going to open, grand open, Monday at 2 o'clock. So they'll have some giveaways and some different things at Jack's. For the commissioners, Nisha has something for you for the opening of Jack's. So before you leave, see Nisha. The impact of tourism in our county. Every household in Sequatchie County pays $92 less in taxes because of tourism. Last year we had a 19% increase in sales tax because of tourism. So I thank you for listening, and what are your questions?
What's your meeting Wednesday evening?
I'm sorry.
What time is your meeting?
It's from 10 o'clock. She asked from 10 to 4. Now, what we've done is because we have hired Kellum Creek, which is a PR firm, that Ashley Davis will be here to do the strategic planning for tourism. Other questions? Yes.
I look at Facebook every once in a while. You do a lot of advertising. I like for you to put addresses on the advertisement. If it's Joe's Bar and Grill, put his address on there where he's located. A lot of people pick it up, look at it. I don't know where that place is at. They ain't gonna go there if they don't know where it's at.
And point well taken, and I'll make a point to start doing that, or have Andy start doing it. Typically what happens is the businesses send us what they want put out, but I'll make sure that we go back in and put an address. I'm just like your new businesses. I pretty much know where they are, but I can't expect everybody to know. It's like out Chester's at C&G. Nobody knows where it is.
That was one of them that everybody was talking about where's this place located? They say it got a big cheeseburger or whatever. They didn't know where it's at.
Now, C&G, is that Chester and Gary's out there? On the
It is. And they've got the best hamburgers, the best Reuben sandwiches, so make sure you get out to C&G on the Lewis Chapel. And where the fire department's in here, I know Ken has his, each of the fire departments should have an envelope that I gave to you tonight. So if you don't, and Jeff, I know that your representative's in the hospital, so Ed has the ticket, has the forms for
Cool, we like Ed.
Do what?
I said, cool, we like Ed.
Well, I like him too.
Yeah, he's a very outstanding guy.
Well, he has an envelope for you. Thank you so much. Do what? I do. Peggy asked me to send it. She was going to see Chester tomorrow. So every fire department has one. Thank you.
Ma'am, I got something all about tourism. And I spoke to Brian Lane, or Mr. Rubin and Mr. Lane earlier. I live on the golf course. We got to get this guy out of here. We don't want that tourism in our neighborhood. So anything you can do to stop it, please do.
So I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The guy was wanting to put an RV park on the golf course.
Well, you know, and Keith, you might address
She
that.
called the office today.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
get to speak with you, but Nisha told me you had called
Yes.
in. And I would speak with Miss Mitchell, the county attorney, sitting right here
Yeah, because
before
that's
you
not-
leave. But I would say that's more of a Chancery Court issue probably
Yeah,
than
that
a
is not
commission
true.
because we don't have any zone. But anyway, thanks for coming. We'll see Jennifer before you leave, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll be able to do that. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Pickett, I think you're in the house, are you not, sir?
I am.
Anything for Valley Test?
Yes, I think I can do it from here with your permission.
Absolutely.
Group of us met with the developmental district on our CDBG grant, and moving forward with that, a lot of paperwork to do when you get one from the government, right? And thank you, Ms. Janice, for the sound system. We plan to use that at Valley Fest. That's going to help us. We were planning to go May 4 and 5. I believe that's right. But anyway, we're moving to Friday afternoon for Jill's kids for Music Maker, so that we'll have plenty of time for them. So it's actually going to be expanded a little bit this year. The entertainment committee suggested that, and the regular committee approved it this last week. Go online, valleyfestonline.com. The stage presentation should be there now for all 3 days. But all that's going to happen on Friday are the Music Maker kids, and then the rest of it will be the normal program.
What's the cost, Doc?
None.
Free?
Free admission.
Big effort.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pickett. Okay, Miss Bergen with the library.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm just going to tell you numbers because that's what I like, besides words. January and February have been very busy at the library. If you get the paper or you on Facebook, you know that we are busy almost every day of the week now. For January and February, we had 90 new patrons. This is just not from our county. I've opened the library up to all the counties around, and so they're coming to our county to check out books and other things because we're more than books now. We had 1,854 books checked out. We had 256 new items just put into the library. This is not books. This 256 was not books. This is library of things, sewing machines. We have a leaf blower now. We have canning stuff, so you can come to the library, check some things out, see if you like it, and bring it back. We also have video games now that you can check out. Tomorrow night we'll have our first Lego night. Last month we opened it up to a Lego night to the community, and 3 boys came up and said, "Could we do this every week?" And I'm like, "No, but let's try once a month." So tomorrow night's our first Lego night, and then tomorrow night we're also hosting our first book club night. We have now opened it up to jigsaw puzzles out in the circulation room, and we will have a coffee bar, free coffee, starting May 1st. We're excited about that, so come and get some coffee. All of our programs are still at 10 o'clock Mondays and Fridays. We have a new makerspace cart, and this is a free area for our patrons to come, and they will get to make whatever they want. It is nothing from Miss Robin. They just get to come and create what they need. We have 500 solar eclipse glasses that we can give out to the community, so please come and get your glasses. And one other thing, we have family daughter craft night, where the daddies and the daughters are going to be painting wind chimes. And then mother-son craft night, they will be painting rocks in April. So we are busy, and we are expecting 325 children at our summer reading program in June. So if anybody needs volunteer hours, I can use you. So I love my job. Thank you guys for having me as the librarian. Miss Betty says hello to everybody. I talk to her almost every morning because we have our morning coffee together. She misses it, but I try and keep her in the loop every day. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin. Good job. Excellent report. Splendid job.
What, Paul? What'd you say?
What night is your husband cooking cheeseburgers?
Oh, my husband will be cooking every Tuesday evening for summer reading program. So come on down, because we're having hot dogs, hamburgers, chili one night, walking tacos, and he didn't know that until after the board meeting. So, yeah, so he's so excited about me being the librarian now.
Thank you. Our Veteran Service Officer, Mr. Jim Patterson, is with us. So Jim, come forward, sir.
So y'all have your report that shows our numbers for the year so far. They're doing pretty well. I think, you know, we would have a few less claims now that the PAC crush is over. It seems to be over anyway. What we've done is continuing to work the statewide proposal that I've discussed with county executive, with some of the legislators. That would probably go into next year's legislation, since we're already closed out for this year. We had our first Board of Veterans Appeals virtual hearing. We have some more scheduled. And by the next commission meeting, we should have our 2023 GDX numbers that'll show the changes in how many more or less veterans and dollars. On the back, you have, this is a slide from that briefing for the legislature. It shows kind of where we rank in the top 30 counties. Main things I tracked were dollars per veteran and minutes per veteran, which is a key factor in looking at how a county's doing. Generally, there is a function of time that's related to that. So, does anybody have any questions?
Mr. Patterson, I'm just going to give a comment out to this. This man who is with our Mr. Patterson, Jim, I think has done a phenomenal job in that office down there. I could not have chosen, picked, or probably solicited a person better to do that. Not only for our veterans here in this county, but for veterans that aren't even in our county. He services them all. And I know that the amount of work you're putting in for the amount of money you're getting is certainly not worth what you're doing, because if we had to compensate you in the real dollars, we'd be broke at this point in time. But for everything you do for your veterans and the veterans in this community, we sincerely thank you for that.
I see a lot of veterans out there. I'm going to ask every veteran that's in this room, please stand. Tommy, come on, you're getting a little close. Tom?
I'd like to second that on Jim. I've been down there and talked to him a few times. Good man, knows what he's doing.
Knows what he's doing.
One of the best hires you ever made, Keith.
Hey, listen, I took the recommendation of the veterans. Thank you guys for sending them to us. All right, moving forward, Ms. Mitchell, anything from legal?
Yeah.
I didn't skip you. Mayor Huth, anything from the city?
He's not gonna skip a chance to be.
Nah. Well, I guess y'all don't have enough county business tonight, I'll give you about 2 hours worth of city business. Now, in all honesty, you know, obviously we have several projects going on around town. A couple of them that I will comment on simply because y'all have been assisting in it. And that is our upgrade at the water treatment facility here in town, in our water plant here in town. If you recall, when the county received your TDEC Rescue Act money, you were very, very quick to give us a portion of that, to which we are extremely thankful for. Along with our dollars, you know, we hope to do a lot with those funds. Problem is, the state of Tennessee is a lot slower in getting us the money than you were obligating us the money. So, but we are starting to see a little headway on that. Currently, right now, at our sewer plant, in conjunction with the funds that you helped us out with in an EDA grant that we had, there's about a $4 million project upgrade going on at the wastewater treatment facility, which has not been upgraded since the 80s. So obviously that was long overdue. Some of the rest of the money that you sent our way will be used at the water plant, along with some local funds and some other grant funds that we have to do some long-needed upgrades at the water plant as well. So those are moving forward. The sewer plant's moving a lot quicker than the water plant one is. If you ever would like a tour of the sewer plant, I will be more than glad to give it to you. I'm extremely proud of the work that those guys do down there, as well as the guys in our water plant. I know it sounds nasty, but it's an amazing facility. And the thing, I'll say this, I say it every time I talk about our wastewater treatment. The water that we're putting back into the river is cleaner than what we take out. Thank you.
Thank you, Clint. Okay, Mrs. Barger. Yes, sir.
We'll rush through these. All right. I had a wise supervisor tell me one time, talk fast, don't listen, we'll get right through this list. So we'll try to work on it. The budget committee did meet this afternoon with a rather long meeting. We had a lot of things to cover tonight, so we'll kind of go through it. I'm going to try to go through the transfers first, and then Sheriff will get with some of the things that you had, and we'll just kind of move down the line. So first of all, this came as a recommendation from the budget committee. You guys should have had these transfers in your packet. The first one up I've got here is Budget Code 101, transferring from 39,000 fund balance. There's 4 different transfers here. It's 3,228, 2,500, 12,3, and 1,046. And those are transferring to 58,400, 513 workman's comp insurance. That's 3,228, 51,800, 169 part-time personnel. That's the 2,500. The 54,110, 207 is the sheriff's medical insurance. That's 12,300, and the 53,300, 102 judge salary. That's the 1,406. And this came as a recommendation from the budget committee to approve these transfers.
You've heard the motion. Do I hear a second? I have a second from Mr. Powell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Judge Shell?
Yes.
Gary Williams?
Yes.
Brian Ruling?
Yes.
Lane Lane?
Yes.
James Breland?
Yes.
Ryan Walker?
Yes.
Joyce Dodson? Yes. Jeff Barger?
Yes.
Paul Powell?
Yes.
Michael Hudson?
Yes.
June Dishman? Yes. Frank Silver?
Yes.
Susie Bostic? Yes. Wayne Clemens?
Yes.
Tommy Johnson?
Yes.
And Jeff Mackey?
Yes.
Okay, so motion passes. Mr. Barger.
All right. This one also came as a motion from the budget committee to transfer, and this is sanitation. It's budget code 116, transferring from 39,000 fund balance. There's 3 items here that's transferring. It's the first item is $250,000. The second item is $4,000, and the third item is $9,500. And those 3 items are transferring from, like I said, this 116, 39,000 fund balance, transferring to 557.31, 790 other equipment. That's the large one, the $250,000. 557.32, 335 maintenance repair to a building. That's the $4,000. And the 58,400, 510 trustees commission. That's the $9,500. And this was a motion from the budget committee.
The $4,000, was that 4 or 8, Jeff? I have a discrepancy there. I've got on the fund balance from 39,000, 4,000, and then moving it to 335 and 55,732, 8,000.
That's what it looks like on mine too, but it looks like it was kind of written over for a 4 instead of, or either they tried to make a 4 into an 8 or 8 into a 4.
$4,000. It is $4,000. So
it was 4,000.
Yeah, $4,000. Thank you for that clarification. You've heard the motion. Do I hear a second? Have a second from Mr. Johnson. Any questions? The big one was for the new truck we bought for Peterbilt, just saying.
Yep, just the only comment I would say is that that new Peterbilt, we've been waiting 3 years for that truck to come in.
That's correct. Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Yes. Chester Shell? Yes. Gary Williams?
Yes.
Brian Ruling?
Yes.
Lane Lane?
Yes.
James Freeland?
Yes.
Brian Walker?
Yes.
Joyce Dodson? Yes. Jeff Barger?
Yes.
Paul Powell?
Yes.
Michael Hudson?
Yes.
June Dishman? Yes. Frank Silver?
Yes.
Susie Bostic?
Yes.
Wayne Clemens?
Yes.
Tony Johnson?
Yes.
Jeff Mackey?
Yes.
Okay, said motion hereby passes. Mr. Barker.
All right, the next item that the budget committee considered was from budget code 171, and we were transferring from 171, 39,000 fund balance, a sum total of $3,500, and transferring that to 171, 9, 11, 70, 510 trustee commission, that same total amount of $3,500, and this was a recommendation from the budget committee.
You've heard the motion recommendation. Do I hear a second? Have a second from Mr. Powell. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Said motion for transfer hereby passes. Mr. Barker.
All right. That concludes the written transfers that we have. There was a couple of items that we discussed. I'll go through the sheriff's stuff first, and then because you've got it on the agenda on the Tennessee Housing Development, Sequatchie Haven.
Yeah, that came out of budget, so let's go through that.
But I'll save it for last, and we'll go through the sheriff's items first.
Okay.
All right. And I may invite you up here to help me talk through these, Sheriff. Okay. So the first item that when the sheriff was there, we talked about was the VCIF grant, and this was a motion out of budget committee to move forward with the approval to purchase this vehicle, and that was a sum total of $58,340. And I'll let the sheriff kind of explain the
Let's
VCIF
get a second
grant.
first, Mr. Barger. You've heard
I have
the
a
motion.
motion.
Do I hear a second? I've got a second from Mr. Mackey.
All right.
Sheriff, take it away.
Come on, Sheriff.
Okay, so that was the overall cost on the vehicle, the $58,340.
Yep.
So in that grant, the VCIF grant, which is a violent crime grant. We have in our budget, the amount that we were able to get was $52,127 for a vehicle. So that money is reimbursable money. So we have to actually move the money over, purchase the vehicle. The other $6,000 and some change would come out of our current vehicle line to pay for the complete vehicle. And then we would send an invoice to the state, and the state would reimburse us on the $52,127.
Yep.
Any questions for the sheriff?
Do we know how long this reimbursement might take, Sheriff?
We hear that it's very quick.
And
We-
this
we-
is inter-budget transfers, right? This isn't coming out of county general, or is it?
Well, no, I guess the money would have to come from county general to make the purchase.
Yeah, and initially, and we'll address that in, when the money's spent, we'll have to do a transfer, but money will come out of county general, and then when the reimbursement comes back, it comes back through. This is one of those grants where you gotta spend it before you get it.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Chester Shell,
Yes.
Gary Williams,
Yes.
Brian Ruling,
Yes.
Lane Lane,
Yes.
James Freeland,
Yes.
Brian Walker,
Yes.
Joyce Dodson,
Yes.
Jeff Barger,
Yes.
Paul Powell,
Yes.
Michael Hudson,
Yes.
June Dishman, Frank Silver,
Yes.
Susie Bostic,
Yes.
Wayne Clemens,
Yes.
Tommy Johnson,
Yes.
and Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, motion is hereby passed. Mr. Barger, K-9 Hero donation.
Yes, this also came through Budget Committee, and it came as a motion from the Budget Committee to accept K-9 Project K-9 Hero donation is a group that has offered up $12,000 towards the purchase of a K-9. And Sheriff, if you want to take it over that, but it came as a motion from the Budget
You've heard
Committee
the
to accept
motion.
this
Do I hear a
donation.
second? Got a second from Ms. Bostic.
Okay, so Project K-9 Hero, I think I've talked about them a couple times in previous meetings. This is a group of retired law enforcement and military K-9 handlers who have a, I think, 1,400-acre facility on Whitwell Mountain to take in retired K-9s who otherwise would be euthanized. So they also are trying to assist local law enforcement in building K-9 programs. That's how we came in contact with them. They are a 501c3. They cannot go purchase a dog for us, but they put us in touch with the people that we could get a dog at a discount because they sent us, and they can then make a donation to our drug fund where we can draw funds to pay for the dog along with the training.
Yep, and this has to go through commission approval that we accept these funds. Of course, I don't know anybody on there that wants to turn down 12 grand, but we have to give approval.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Chester Shell,
Yes.
Gary Williams,
Yes.
Brian Ruling,
Yes.
Lane Lane,
Yes.
James Freeland,
Yes.
Brian Walker,
Yes.
Joyce Dodson, Jeff Barger,
Yes.
Paul Powell,
Yes.
Michael Hudson,
Yes.
June Dishman,
Yes.
Frank Silver,
Yes.
Susie Bostic,
Yes.
Wayne Clemens,
Yes.
Tommy Johnson,
Yes.
and Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, approval for the K-9 Hero donation is hereby approved. Up next, the SRO grant, Mr. Barger.
Yes, this also came as a motion from the Budget Committee to move forward to a 4-year lease of cars and give the county executive the authorization to work towards that end, to lease SRO cars for 4 years. And this is coming through kind of flow through money. There's an SRO grant out there that we've already received. So these dollars, if they're not all spent, we'll send them back. So we did authorize to move forward with the 4-year lease. And that was a motion from the Budget Committee.
Second.
We had a second already, I think, did we not?
No, any motion.
No, we
Okay,
didn't.
No motion.
Gary Williams, okay. Thank you, Gary, for the second. Any other questions for Mr. Barber or the sheriff?
Just as we stated in budget, this is all based on the SRO grant. We know it's good for this calendar year and the next budget year. The gamble will be whether it be the 25, 26,
Year 3
26, 27.
Yep.
So,
And these leases are 4-year leases, so you're basically talking 2 years. And at the end of the 4 years, we purchased the cars for $1.
$1.
After the lease.
The SRO grant, Sheriff, is that all state money, is there any federal money in that?
It is all state money as far as I know. Yes.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Chester Shell.
Yes.
Gary Williams.
Yes.
Brian Ruling.
Yes.
Wayne Lane.
Yes.
James Freeland.
Yes.
Brian Walker.
Yes.
Joyce Dodson. Yes. Jeff Barger.
Yes.
Paul Powell.
Yes.
Michael Hudson. June Dishman. Yes. Frank Silver.
Yes.
Susie Bostic. Yes. Wayne Clemens.
Yes.
Tommy Johnson.
yes.
And Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, hereby approved. Ammunition sale.
We took no action on the ammunition sale. The sheriff will, we discussed the ammunition sale, and we also just had a discussion on jail expansion. Both of those were only discussion. The sheriff will bring back a detailed list for the commission to excess surplus ammunition. So that will be addressed at a later commission meeting.
Very good. What else do you have, sir?
You have it on your agenda as well, but we did have a nice lady talk to us about there's a funding request from Sequatchie Haven Corporation for the Sequatchie County Commission. And this came as a motion from the Budget Committee to move forward the approval of $75,000 in a donation to Sequatchie Haven for these upgrades to the facility.
This is part of the grant match. Also, it will be in next year's budget. You've heard the motion from the Budget Committee. Do I hear a second? I've got a second from Mr. Hudson. Thank you, Michael. Any questions or comments relative to this grant application?
I will comment. This motion was to get the paperwork filed and get it in because the grant filing had to be before our fiscal year. But the actual, if the grant is granted, then this will actually be in the 24-25 budget year. We will budget for it.
Hearing no other questions, Madam Clerk, a roll call.
Chester Shell.
Yes.
Gary Williams.
Yes.
Brian Ruling.
Yes.
Lane Lane.
Yes.
James Freeland.
Yes.
Brian Walker.
Yes.
Joyce Dodson. Yes. Jeff Barger.
Yes.
Paul Powell.
Yes.
Michael Hudson.
Yes.
June Dishman. Yes. Frank Silver.
Yes.
Susie Bostic. Yes. Wayne Clemens.
Yes.
Tommy Johnson.
Yes.
And Jeff Mackey.
Yes.
Okay, motion hereby passes. Mr. Barber.
That's all I have, sir.
All right. Did we leave anything else out? Commission. I think we got it all. Okay, anyone else needs to report on anything? I hope not. I hope we've covered it, but it's been a lengthy process. Moving forward, there's no old business. We actually postponed Resolution 795. Up next is the Sequatchie Fair. Ladies, I've got Miss Scott and Miss Cox with us. Come forward, please. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Pam Scott, and I'm president of the Sequatchie County Fair Association. We wanted to come tonight to say thank you to the county executive, to all the commissioners for all the support that you have given to the county fair. This past January at Tennessee Association of Fair Convention, we received ribbons for several of our exhibits And we also received the Most Improved Fair Award for our division. Our 4-H extension participants in the fair are the main reason why we received this award. As you know, we are an entirely a volunteer organization. Last year, we logged just over 5,000 volunteer hours. The fair building was used approximately 249 days last year. This year, it is being used 6 and sometimes 7 days a week. Our county executive, through Winston Pickett, suggested that we prepare a long-range plan for the Sequatchie County Fair Association. We did this with Winston's help. Debbie is handing out to you our long-range plan. The first part of our plan is to build a livestock show barn to bring livestock back to the fair through 4-H programs. I hope you will look through this and support us through this. Our fair dates for 2024 are August the 10th through the 17th. The fairest of the fair is August the 10th. Our carnival this year is Fox Creek Amusements. And due to school being in session during the fair, they're going to open an hour earlier, Tuesday through Thursday, a regular time on Friday and Saturday. They are also going to open on Thursday at 10 a.m. for special needs visitors. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope to see you at the fair.
Thank you, Pam. Just one question.
Yes.
A lot of guys are going to be asking this, guys and gals. What is the footprint of the length times width of the livestock barn?
We have not determined that yet.
Okay.
Our hope is 60 by 120.
Okay, good. Good enough.
If we can come up with the money.
I get you. I get you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. We appreciate the fair and everything they do moving forward. Okay, we removed Resolution 796. We'll take that up in our budget process in the next couple of months. In your packets, the next up is the Beer Board appointment. In your package, let's see. I've got it here. Mr. Dale Millsaps, please accept my resignation as of February the 2nd, 2024 as chairman of the Beer Board and as a Beer Board member. Thank you for appointing me and allowing me to serve the county. Respectfully, Dale Millsaps. I'm recommending that we replace Mr. Millsaps with Brian Harmon. Mr. Harmon is a well-known folks here, so I'll entertain a motion to approve Mr. Brian Harmon. Mr. Pyle. Thank you, Michael, for the second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, likewise. Hearing none, Mr. Brian Harmon is now sitting on the Beer Board. Good luck, Brian. I don't know if he's here. Chester, you can deliver the word. All right. Okay, up next, I think we got through this. We handled Sequatchie Haven. Madam Clerk, appointment of notaries.
We have, I forgot to count, but we got a bunch of them. Nisha Cartwright, Krista L. Endicott, Donna Denise Custis, Deanna Renee Hatfield, Christy Lynn Kilmore, Avery Lynn Williams, McWilliams, I'm sorry, Samuel Hudson, Patricia L. Boston, and Karen L. Millsaps.
You've heard the bill of fare. What is the will of the commission?
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Powell?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Said the appointments hereby are passed. Any announcements from the commissioners? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor? We stand adjourned.